like something out of nothing type of thing.
Well, like my friend Tom Brown once said, you can't go wrong with Uncle Meat.
Okay. About your film work, could you tell me about how did you end up doing film work, film music, TV music, and what is your credit list and what you are currently working on?
Well, let's see. It's not real huge. I mean, it stems mainly from I hooked up with the producer Georgia Moroder in about 1982 or 3, and he's connected with a lot of stuff. That's why I worked with him on Scarface and Top Gun, and also he did some music for Metropolis, which is dubious results in the end, I would say. But actually, I have a bass solo on one of those cuts on the Metropolis album. And from there, I went and worked on a couple of cheesy TV shows during the '80s, and have done a little bit of work for some documentary films. This one, Saviors of the Forest, I did some music for that, and I also did some music for a really good documentary called The Great Eclipse of 1991. Yeah, I guess July. And I enjoyed that a lot. And I'm currently doing some work for Turner Entertainment, involved with the international department with them, just sort of coordinating projects involving, for international dubbing, you need to have a music and effects track. You need to have something that's just a backing track that doesn't have any English dialogue in it. So I'm just kind of involved with the whole aspects of that. Turner has an enormous library. And I'm continuing to, write some more music of my own. Plans for a third CD. And I probably take me a while to get it all together, as it usually does. But I'm working on a few things. I've written a little piece for two little short pieces for Wind Sextet, which I'm looking forward to having performed. And got a couple of things in the works.
Could you tell me about the process of making film music?
Process of making film music. Well,
and the demand.
And
what does demand of you?
Well, writing film music it's a whole different thing from just writing music. Pure music for the sake of music, because first of all, the form is absolutely dictated by the picture. The picture is decided upon first, and what you do, the length of every section of music that you put together, is strictly determined by what you're going to see. And so, and the other thing that you always have to bear in mind is that the picture is the main thing, and that the music is supportive of that, as opposed to closing your eyes and putting on a CD and listening to it and devoting all your attention to what you're hearing. Your main attention tends to go where your eye is and the story, and then the music is supplemental to that. So you take a back seat compared to when you're doing music for a CD. I think the key is finding the right. You got to kind of find the right vibe, the right thing that works, and. Once you get that, once you kind of figure out the sort of overall feeling that works for a movie, then it's still a lot of work. But once you kind of figure out the basic direction, then you've gotten past the hardest part, I believe.
And that's the way you're making your living now.
Well, no, I'm not really composing much music for films. I'm not involved in that aspect of it in my current work. It's more what can I say? It's more involved with the sort of business aspects, really. Actually, the sort of coordination of the tracks and overseeing them and kind of making sure that the work that's done on these things is done correctly.
So what's your position then? What you are called?
I'm called music and effects coordinator.
Okay.
Yeah. Or soon to be supervisor. I'm getting a promotion.
And what are your employees have been so far? Turner Corporation now. And
this is my first kind of regular job as an employee of a corporation that I've had. Until then I've been, a freelance, self-employed kind of guy.
Okay, and you have also worked with names like Billy Idol, Janet Jackson, Diana Ross, and Nina Hagen.
Yeah. That's during the time I was working for Georgia Moroder. Doing the Billy Idol thing, that was actually a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. Working on the album called Charmed Life. And there's one or two cuts on there that I'm quite proud of. One in particular called Prodigal Blues. There's some real good stuff on there. It's fun to work on an album that has a nice big budget. You can go into a really good studio